For the most part, the city of Madison was spared, especially important with so many still without power from Monday's storm. Taking a live look at the current Madison Gas and Electric power outages, according to the site, 774 customers are currently without electricity. That's more than 48 hours since it first went out.
And the struggle to restore power in Madison hasn't been for a lack of effort. Madison Gas and Electric told us today crews are working 16-hour shifts, and that's on top of help from other utilities called in. Will Keneally reports.
We appreciate their patience.
MG&E usually provides customers an update on when they can expect power to return. Today it became clear, though, even an estimate was a moving target.
And we don't want to put something out there and have people expecting that, okay, it's going to be taken care of by this time, and then it's not, and, you know, well, what happened? What's going on?
Spokesperson Steve Schultz says Monday's severe storm was unique, not something that they've seen in decades. And the damage from the storm has greatly slowed down MG&E's efforts.
With the trees that have come down and the need to get tree trimming crews there before we can even really get at and assess the damage to understand what we're working with.
Crews have been working 16-hour shifts in 80 and 90-degree heat, struggling to get to each of the more than 300 outages that initially knocked out power to more than 20,000 customers.
They're holding up. They're staying hydrated. We're feeding them. You know, all that stuff that we can do to help. But yeah, they are doing tremendous work right now.
The MG&E crews are prioritizing the remaining 1,000 customers without power, starting with the outages that affect the most people. But there are no critical customers without power, like hospitals or other infrastructure. All that's while keeping an eye on more storms predicted tonight.
If there are storms that come through again later this afternoon, this evening, that's going to slow the restoration work that we're still working on. And you know, it could lead to more outages depending on the severity of the weather.
Again, Will Keneally reporting, and in just the last 15 minutes, MG&E says it has just started listing some estimated restoration times for outages that impact more than one customer. So those single outages likely won't have power restored until midnight on Friday.
You can only sit inside a hot, humid, and dark home for so long. Some still without power are gathering together, proving misery loves company. Catherine Merck spoke with a few of them.
2 days without power has some people at their boiling point.
I got up that first morning and can't make coffee.
Gary Humphrey and his wife live near Shorewood Hills. When we met them this morning, they still didn't have power nearly 48 hours after Monday's storms.
It's tough. Of course, you know, you really miss everything.
Humphreys certainly aren't alone.
This block that we're on is, you know, a good 100 years old, and I don't know of any businesses that have backup generators.
Crescendo Espresso Bar has seen customers come by for more than a beverage. They're simply seeking internet access.
I live down the street over there in sort of my home office. We've got a tree that sort of was on our neighbor's property and fell down across our garage and hit my office yesterday. So took down some internet lines, which is why I'm here.
But the business itself faced some of the same problems as their customers. Employees had to get rid of food and liquids they couldn't keep cold.
Having to throw away product is not fun. It's just literally money down the drain.
Pretty inconvenient, and it's a little bit of a wake-up, sort of how much our infrastructure can just go down when things go wrong.
It's a wake-up call for businesses and customers alike. But one Gary Humphrey hopes not to revisit tomorrow morning.
You don't realize how dependent you are on the electricity until you don't have it. And then you realize, boy, it's everything we do.
That was Catherine Merck reporting. Humphrey told us he's lived in his neighborhood for 30 years.
Said they've never lost power for so long like this before. The espresso bar says they are prepared for more outages if they happen again.